subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from ETimes TV.
Shifted to Andheri, and man, that was something. I was staying in a very, very small one arcade with 6 people in it. So I went and I auditioned. There were only 2 people, I guess, or maybe more. But that day there were just 2 people, and the girl who was taking that interview, this audition, she liked it, and she's like, "I'll get back to you." And then another month passes. There's no getting back, and this and that, and I'm like, "Yeah, वो तो अच्छा भी हुआ था." But still, I don't know. Maybe I'm lacking somewhere. So, and with Nia, what happened was that we did 2 series in a row, and so I've known her for quite a while. I think 4 years now. And I think I have developed a strange sense of fondness to that rumor. It's very comforting. We often tend to laugh about it. I tell her that you and I are dating a lot.
Welcome to ETimes TV, Rrahul. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me on ETimes TV.
Yeah, and so how was your day? How has it been for you?
It feels awesome. The sunlight is right there on my face, and it feels beautiful. How are you doing?
I'm good too. Ishq Mein Marjawan is a show that has got you so much of love from people, and it's a name that is synonymous to your name now. So how does it feel to be a part of such a big show, and despite the show not being on air, it is always in the news? So what do you have to say about it?
Well, as far as the feeling aspect goes, I think it's a tremendous sense of redemption for a boy who, decided to just quit his job and to come to Mumbai and to try and be an actor and all of those things. I think, yeah, it's very befitting to all those people who thought that I couldn't. And it's a very nice sense of satisfaction that stays with me, that irrespective of whatever happens now, I'd at least be known for Marjawan.
You just mentioned you quit your job. Rrahul, would you like to elaborate what job were you into? What did you do? And how did the entire thought of, entering the showbiz come to your mind?
Well, I was I'm an engineer by qualification. And to be honest, I've never studied acting. And that. But, I was doing my regular engineering job. So I was basically an in-building solutions engineer originally with Idea Cellular, and then I joined HCL. I was basically into networks and servers and all of that. Very, very fulfilling for the society, maybe, yes, because they thought that I'd done something worthwhile with my life. But as an individual, I felt extremely claustrophobic, if I must put it that way. Not that I disrespect people working in the corporates. But then for me personally, I think it was very suffocating space. And not just suffocating, I think it was more or less boring, to go back each and every day and to do the same stuff. So yeah, there was this sense of, disharmony, if I must say. Yeah, I think there was this disharmony, and I wanted to do something else. And maybe I did something else.
How did your parents react to this decision of yours? Were they supportive, or did it take time to convince them?
Well, I don't think any parent in their sane mind would, say that this is a great thing that you're thinking, and you're absolutely right, and you're totally not bonkers. So yeah, they had their apprehensions with the whole industry thing, and with whether I'll even get it. I remember my father telling me, you've not studied a day for this. You've studied your entire life to become an engineer, and now you want to do something you've not studied a day for. So how do you even think that will work? And he was right. Thinking logically, yes, he made complete sense. But I just wanted to do what I wanted to do.
So have you always been in Mumbai, or were you based somewhere else and then you shifted to Mumbai to pursue acting?
Well, I think I didn't have a clue about Mumbai because clearly I've never been here. I still don't know anything about Mumbai because I hadn't had the time to actually go out and check out, this is the place where people would go and all of that. So yeah, I come from a very small town. It might not be a small town, but yeah, it's a small city. It's called Dehradun. It's the capital of Uttarakhand, which happened pretty late. Yeah, back in 2000, it became the capital. And my exposure to big city life was, I think, mostly Delhi. But then once I came here, I realized even Mumbai and Delhi are, stark apart. I mean, a lot of difference in the complete lifestyle.
So when you came to Mumbai, when you started your struggle period, how would you describe that? How was it? Because as you mentioned, you had no clue, you had no connection. Then how did you take that one step?
Well, I mean, I was clear that basically it is only through auditions. So you land up here and everybody has their piece of advice for you, and they're like, hey, it's not this, it's that. That's what you need to do. And I had so much advice, I didn't even know which one to follow. But I think everybody said, it's about contacts, it's about networking, and it's about all of those things. And I was like, how do you do that? How do you make these contacts and how do you network? It's a good term to throw around, but how? So I realized it's not my cup of tea. And clearly, since I haven't figured out what to do, I think let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Let's try and audition. So yeah, I mean, coming to Mumbai, I mean, there was no space to stay. I remember my uncle was here, so he's like, you want to stay here? He used to stay in Bandra back then. Then he shifted to town, Kolaba. And I stayed there for a few days and I realized, no, this is not quite working out. This is too much comfort. And I clearly don't want to, just be a parasite to my uncle's house and just enjoy my time having free food and free roof and all those comforts. So I shifted to Andheri, and man, that was something. I was staying in a very, very small 1 RK with 6 people in it.
PG?
Yeah, no. 1 RK.
Okay, with 6 people in it.
With 6 people in it, and there was no nothing about food. There was nothing, and pani sirf morning mein aata tha. So if you don't take a bath in the morning, then you can't go and audition. And I don't think the water was enough for 6 people. So everybody had to sort of manage. And yeah, that was a fun time. It was a good space to be in. It was I don't know. Yeah, a lot of things.
Then how did you eventually bag your first project?
I think I was pretty damn tired after a month. And there was this one audition for All About Section 377, which said they were auditioning for a lot of parts. They had the main lead, they had the parallel lead, they had the third lead, they had the fourth lead, and then they had this one homosexual character. I was like, everybody will go for the 4 leads, but I don't think a lot of people will come for the homosexual guy because it's sort of a taboo, right? So I was like, let me go and audition for the homosexual guy because I might just have a chance because there'll be less people. So I went and I auditioned. There were only 2 people, I guess, or maybe more. But that day there were just 2 people. And the girl who was taking that interview, this audition, she liked it. And she's like, I'll get back to you. And then another month passes. There's no getting back and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, wo to acha bhi hua tha. But still, I don't know. Maybe I'm lacking somewhere. So, but then I got that call and we shot that. And that's how it started.
So, like you said, when you go for auditions or you go for meetings, people tend to say this, I'll get back to you. We'll give you a call. We'll let you know. तो वो जो we'll let you know और आपके घर जाने तक का समय होता है या फिर वो project उनके call आने तक का समय, it's very you get very anxious, you get very restless. So how did you calm yourself and balance it out during that time?
Well, I mean, there have been days when, suppose if you're auditioning for a character called Arhan, okay, for example's sake, and you audition, and the guy's like, "Mil gaya Arhan." I'm like, damn, man, what an actor I am. I just nailed it. Look what he said, "Mil gaya Arhan." And I just, sort of imbibed whatever they told me. And bam, you never get that call, and you're like, dude, usko to mil gaya tha na Arhan mere andar. But it never happened. So I think over a period of time, you sort of mellow down and you don't act so bonkers that everything that you're attempting will go the way you expect it to go. So yeah, I think it takes a little bit of practice and a little experience. Also, I sort of have realized that I need to be a little easy with myself, and I don't have to take myself so seriously and my work so seriously. So I just let it be. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it's completely okay. Because whatever has happened for good. So let's just trust the whole process of let it happen.
Right. There also, we all know that casting couch is one thing that exists in the industry, and people have been talking about it. We had Me Too also. Did you ever come across a phase where you were asked for favors in return for an act or something? Have you?
Luckily, I haven't been, asked for any such things, and I don't think I come across as an individual who, sort of be that malleable or, slimy to just do it for some gig. And also, there were some very kind, helpful people. I'll not lie about that. There have been there have been tons of people who've been extremely helpful. I'm not me because of just me and my hard work. There has been a lot of help and kindness and gratitude from so many people. I can't even, if I start naming them, I think we'll not finish this interview. But just the kind of support that I got, so that I don't end up in something wrong or something that I don't want to do, basically. So, and yeah, I mean, it never happened to me. I was always wondering, why didn't it happen to me? Somebody should have at least said once, but maybe, yeah.
Thankfully, it did not happen. So,
Lightly hinted, at least.
Like you mentioned, you had a lot of people who helped you, who motivate. I mean, who are there to advise you कि ये रास्ता गलत है, ये सही है. So, do you have? I mean, we've always seen you playing. I mean, recently I saw you play football with Nia Sharma. Then you have Shalin Bhanot. Then you have Aparna Dikshit, Pravish Mishra. You travel with them. So how is the bond with all of them of yours?
I mean, there are certain things that happen with the work, and there are certain things that are your own. So I guess my own are different, and my colleagues that I have sort of gathered over a period of time due to work or something else, they're different. And so when we talk about people who helped me and people who sort of guided me, were not necessarily from the industry. And there has been an immense sense of support from that side. Now, when I started doing these Mr. Vikram Bhatt series, so I happened to work with Shama Sikandar, I happened to work with Sanjeeda Sheikh, then with Nia. And with Nia, what happened was that we did 2 series in a row, and so I've known her for quite a while. I think 4 years now. So yeah, I mean, clearly the association is too long. People like Aparna Dikshit and Pravish I just met them for the first time on an event. Shalin I know through Pratik, who happens to be a friend of mine. He's a director. So it's just, slowly you tend to, get into a friendship gang, and then you catch up and you meet other people and they become your friends. So it's like that. So Shalin is actually a friend's friend, but it's become so thick that, it's like that.
Like you said, your association with Nia has been for 4 years, and people have started. I mean, there are rumors that maybe you are a couple or something. So that's what I mean. What do you want to say? Like you just mentioned, you've done back-to-back 2 series with her. तो वो 4 साल हो गए, तो ज़्यादा वक्त उनके साथ बिताया गया, और एक comfort level भी बन जाता है. So
absolutely.
People start linking. So what would you want to say about that?
Well, it's not. It's not natural of them to say that. Of course, that's what they would think, and that's the most obvious thing to say. But people don't realize, I've had a history with somebody who I worked with the most in my little span of work here and in my time in Mumbai. So they think that, the association, and now they're a couple, and now they're dating, and they're always together. We're friends. We always catch up. That's what we do. Even when we're playing, we're together. We're watching movies, we're all together. So clearly, I mean, I get it. But they don't realize it's not just me there. There are other people also there. So somehow only I get connected, which is okay. I think I have developed a strange sense of fondness to that rumor. It's very comforting. We often tend to laugh about it. I tell her that you and I are dating a lot, and apparently, it's going great. So we have a good laugh about that. But that's about that. I mean, it's so. I think all of these things are so minuscule to the kind of things you want to do as an individual. It doesn't even fret me once.
Said that you enjoy a lot of female fan following. Yeah, like when we just posted about your interview with us, there were 50, 100 comments in just 2 minutes, 3 minutes time. So how do you manage that? How do you try to, speak to your fans, interact with them? How do you, how do you describe this and all love that you're getting from them?
Oh, man, I'll tell you honestly, if it is female fans, I think it's but obvious because I'm a guy. So yeah, maybe that makes sense. But it's just elating at times. And I'll not kid. I'll tell you something very honestly. I've never experienced this in my life. And the kind of things they do and the kind of things they do for me, it's just unbelievable. So, I mean, you can't, question it. And yesterday, I just randomly on a comment on Instagram, I blurted I wanted to have golgappe. Okay, how silly is that? How silly could that be? And in the evening, somebody had sent me golgappe. So, I mean, it's now if you look at it, you say, oh, golgappe is not that costly. But it's not that. It's the emotion behind it. It's how somebody, it's how somebody's just right there. You just say it and we'll get it for you. It's like that kind of love. And dude, what do I say about it?
That's really nice, because somewhere for an actor, it's very important, apart from his talent that he has, that he is capable of portraying on the screen, it's important to have fans and people who love you, because that goes hand in hand for an actor to survive.
Yeah, I think when I came here, I never had that idea of having fans and this is what I want. I didn't even know what that experience is, and people around me would talk, "Ki hame fans banane hai, bro," and this and that, and I was completely comfortable with the idea of being the most what do you call the unpopular actor.
Underlying
the one who nobody cares about, and he just goes and he does his job, that kind. And I was completely comfortable in that space. But suddenly, Marjawan happened, and I don't know, somehow I'm the important guy. So yeah, I mean, it's new, it's cute, and it's fascinating at the same time.
You have delved into web series now. Do you continue to associate with TV in future, or your focus is web shows and films and music videos now?
See, I haven't really. I've done web shows. I've done TV shows now. I think the only medium that is left is films, but I think we'll wait for films. We'll not rush into them. But I don't really associate work with, अब मैं TV कर रहा हूँ, अब मैं web series कर रहा हूँ, and this is the higher one and this is the lower one, or that is the highest one. I think me personally, I seek pleasure. Now, it's a very wrong thing to say, but I actually seek pleasure. When I go out, I seek pleasure. When I say that, I mean when I'm stepping on a set, irrespective of whether it is a web show or a TV show or whatever, I actually go out and thrive on that energy of having so many people working so hard for me so that I can do my scene correctly. Now, that's a pleasure. And I really want to go out and enjoy it each and every day. I don't want anything to tell me that, no, the pleasure you're seeking right now is nothing. The pleasure you seek there in that platform or this platform is much more. I don't want to taint my own, my own experience. So basically, my idea is I just want to go out. I want to have fun. I want to kill it. I want to enjoy it. And I want to have people around me who are really happy, who are happy souls, who are laughing, smiling because I was there.
TV is one medium that makes you reach every household. And I personally believe that TV, the amount of love and reach that TV gives you, वो अलग ही level का है. That's different. That's unmatchable to other mediums. And that's what I think you personally felt that. So.
Well, I've had people messaging me from countries I don't even know where they are on the map.
Yeah.
And I was like, तुमने कहाँ से देखा होगा? Like, how did you see? But they've seen it somewhere. And
So, what's next? What are the other projects that you would want? The kind of projects that you're looking out for?
I think that's a very invalid question to ask me, because I just finished a show which was where I was playing a very, 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 very different character from him. He's not a typical male lead, and now I've sort of started enjoying that space. I don't want to play the typical male lead. I want to play the crook. I want to play the bad guy. I want to play the greys. I want to play the goods. I want to play all of them, which obviously TV, sort of gives you either it does or it doesn't. And the boundaries are very strict. So, so you have to sort of wait. I don't want to just go out and do something just because I want to do something. Like I said, I want to seek pleasure out of anything and everything. Of course, it runs my house. But I still want to seek my little pleasure. It's like gamble. You go out and you gamble. You derive that pleasure out of it, right?
Okay. So with that, we wrap up the segment. It was lovely talking to you, Rahul. Very nice.
Same here, guys.
Thank
you take care, huh? God bless you.
You too. All the best for your future careers.